1998, Barney's Great Adventure, the movie. We follow siblings Abby and Cody on a trip to their grandparents' house with their friend Marcella.
Hey yo, is that Penny Proud?
Ha! Alright, that was good. Hit me right in the nostalgia garden twice with this one, huh? And it's only been 1 minute and 55 seconds. Alright, that's worth putting the sin counter at -4.
There are a lot of elements of this film that I enjoy separate from the Barney and Friends series. For one, the adventure aspect. My love for Barney's original home video series, Barney and the Backyard Gang, is grounded in the fact that it was, for the most part, adventure-based. They'd go on magical trips to the beach, the moon, the North Pole, and they'd always be out and about going on adventures and having fun doing things so fantastical.
I've never been able to put my finger on it, but you're absolutely right about that. In fact, I'd say that's actually what made those films way more superior in some aspects to the ones that came after. Not including this movie, of course. It's genuinely one of my favorite movies of all time, right up there with The Exorcist, the Evil Dead remake, The Wizard of Oz / Return to Oz, and even the 2 live-action Death Note movies from Japan. But I digress. I absolutely love the original Barney films. In fact, I personally love the darker costume just as much as I love the lighter costume. But in regards to Barney usually being on adventures, I completely agree with them on this. And like I said, to me, it's what makes the original Barney film superior in some aspects to everything that came after. It's actually why I hold the later Barney films such as Barney Circus, Camp Wanna Runaround, the film's stage performances, and Imagination Island so close to my heart. To me, Barney isn't just a character. He's the archetype of love and the imagination. And yes, his character is dumbed down for the sake of teaching babies, toddlers, kids, and preteens. But love is love, no matter how you cut it, grind it up, and smash it. Be it a serious topic like harming children or homophobia, or even something as simple as teaching someone what 2 colors mixed together will become, or how to understand chemistry. Barney's archetype has something to say about it. Because it's not just about love. It's about love guided by reason, logic, and rational thought. Barney the dinosaur is an absolutely phenomenal archetype for children to grow up with. I don't care what anyone has to say to that. In fact, I think there should be more mature Barney movies like this one for the whole family to enjoy. In fact, you know what? I say just go ahead and follow the same universe as this movie, go with the concept of every kid having a Barney doll. In every new movie, we get to see the random kid or kids Barney gets to motivate, inspire, teach, and entertain that day. The idea of anyone who has a Barney doll having the statistical probability of Barney actually appearing to them would be amazing to see. In fact, let's just turn it into a series, and at the end of season 1, all the kids from all 10 episodes of that season could come together and hang out, wrapping all the episodes together or something, you know? That would be amazing.
Real dinosaurs don't talk, and real dinosaurs don't laugh. Because there aren't any real dinosaurs anymore.
Oh, well, I'm as real as your imagination.
Barney's insistence that he knows and understands that he himself isn't real carries throughout the entire film.
So this isn't a sin or anything, but I think you're missing the entire point. Barney isn't saying he's a delusion in their minds. He's suggesting that everything in the imagination is just as real as everything around us. That they're the exact same thing, that they're made from the exact same material. And that what we're experiencing here in 3-dimensional space and time is only a lower level slice of higher realities, which we call imagination, which Barney can conjure into reality through will. In other words, Barney's Jesus.
I love the grandparents because they're played by great actors and aren't portrayed like the adults from Barney and Friends. You're going to hear me compare the TV series to the movie a lot because I feel the need to stress that after 5 years of the show up to that point, Barney's Great Adventure is a breath of fresh air.
I completely agree with you here. So just know that this sin has absolutely nothing to do with that. It has to do with the fact that you didn't even comment on the fact that he sang "Let Me Call You Sweetheart" to her.
The next day, Barney appears and Cody says,
You look
Oh, thank you, Cody. So do you.
I like the unsureness of each other's intentions with these statements because it means that either Barney complimented the hell out of him or he looked Cody dead in his face and cooked him alive.
Oh my god. I will forever remember this scene as Barney just straight up owning Cody.
At the same time, I don't feel like any song from Barney's library beforehand would have really fit in this film, aside from maybe a slower arrangement of Everyone is Special.
I don't know, man. Maybe I'm wrong in giving this sin, but I don't think that Everyone is Special would be a good fit for this movie whatsoever. Every time a song plays in this movie, it's incredibly relevant to the plot. The cover of Let Me Call You Sweetheart, From a Husband to His Wife, Old MacDonald Since They're on a Farm, Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, for obvious reasons, Imagine, when Cody is at his lowest point of denial of the power of the human imagination, so on and so forth. Granted, you could perhaps argue that All the Raindrops wasn't relevant, but I'd argue against that since it was a distraction anyway, and a very great song choice for it too in my opinion. So again, perhaps I'm wrong in giving this sin, but as much as I love that song, I just see no real relevancy to adding that song to this movie without causing it to lose more of its meaning to general listeners than it probably already has, unfortunately.
If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. Oh.
It's very sweet, and something I feel Barney's creative team could have put in specifically because it's just a nice piece of character that they probably decided to throw in.
Right? Look, I just want to know where everyone else was and why Barney, who's trespassing by the way, is the only one attending to the crying baby upstairs.
This starts the great adventure of the film as they go off to learn about the egg as more colored rings start to glow. The egg ends up getting lost and the crew go on a wild goose chase to not only get it back, but return it to the barn it landed in before all the colors appear and it hatches. This leads them to a parade, then an inside restaurant,
And this is another sin for you, for not even mentioning the dude with a literal kitchen inside his truck.
Nevertheless, we briefly see Barney down on his luck, whether it be the unknown whereabouts of the egg or the kids throwing in the towel. It's brief, but it's there. Emotion. I wish there were more of it for him specifically, but again, it's there, and I appreciate that.
I completely agree. In fact, showing us how Barney deals with different emotions of his own while being in those headspace in different circumstances would actually be great and provide more insight into how to deal with situations better. I want to see him get pissed. I want to see Barney get depressed. I want to see him get horny as a dinosaur. Next scene.
Here, Barney leads them all in singing I Love You, which feels out of place. I honestly would have preferred the song not been in the movie at all.
And that right there is worth this many sins.
In the same way the song was unable to be sung in Barney's Imagination Island due to a lawsuit, I wish a new song was introduced here to take its place.
Oh, like what? Everyone is special? Get the f